Welcome back to the channel Love, Relationship and Marriage. And I think I have a problem with my throat. I cannot really produce the sound, but I hope you can hear me. So, I want to thank you, those who have subscribed to our channel, and those who have been following us. We really thank you. We appreciate you. And you who has not subscribed to our channel, because you can see, according to the analysis, there are so many people watching us, but they are not subscribing. That subscription is free. Kindly press that subscription button and subscribe to this channel. Today, we are with Jacqueline once again. And we want to discuss a very controversial story that we saw on social media here in Kenya, in Africa, about this lady who was left by the bridegroom one day to the wedding. The Kalenjin bride who was left one day to the wedding. Imagine the energy you put into preparing the wedding, the mindset, the time, actually even the sacrifices, and the eagerness looking forward towards this day. And then someone just wakes up one morning and tells you there'll be no wedding. So sad. It was actually sad. Very traumatizing, very depressing, very stressing for this lady, because I'm sure she was not prepared for that.
She wasn't. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's really disheartening.
It is.
Preparing for the wedding as a lady is really
It's not
stressful.
easy. And actually the wedding preparation in Africa,
It's really toiling on the lady specifically.
exactly. To
So
look
the
for the
man doesn't
location.
even to look for the location, to go to the parents' house, to look for the clothes for the bridesmaid, decor person.
Imagine.
The man just
Comes that day
to
and
the
looks-
wedding day, looks
Exactly.
for the suit. Even his suit, you look for the fundi.
So it is very, very heartbreaking, very, very sad for this woman, and we really tell her sorry, and we tell her that the door that crosses, God opens another door,
Sure.
and therefore we wish her well, and we pray that she will find a gentleman
Yeah.
who will treat her like the queen she is and love her unconditionally.
Yeah.
And Jacqueline, this is a sad story because even after this lady was left by this groom, the reason he gave is that the former fiancé, I think this guy was having another relationship prior to this relationship.
Yeah.
And therefore, when they prepared for the wedding, I don't know whether they were in communication with this other lady,
Yeah.
but I think so, because he said that this other lady came back and therefore he cannot continue with the wedding.
Yeah.
And then to make the matters worse, Jacqueline, the community, the tribe, can we call them the tribe? And what can we call them?
The community, basically.
The community. You know, in Africa, I don't know what I can say.
All women take blame.
Actually,
Most women take the blame.
Because
even
the-
when sometimes it's not our fault.
so sad. This lady is heartbroken.
Yeah.
This lady is distressed,
Mm.
depressed, stressed.
Yeah.
Physically, she's tired because of the preparation for the wedding.
Yeah.
And then the community comes in and tells her, because this guy has refused to take you to the altar, you will not marry another man.
Yeah.
The traditions, the beliefs of the community and the tribe comes in to blame the woman and to put her into more pain and more stress.
But maybe sometimes God works it for the good. Maybe you'll go outside that community and find a better one.
Yeah, I know. But the first time you experience such,
Yeah. It's
Application,
really
it's not
heartbreaking, especially for you, because first you've
Yeah.
been rejected, then you're rejected a second time.
imagine.
You still have hope, because as a young lady, probably she was looking forward to have her own home, her personal house, to just have a marriage where
Yeah,
she's loved
yeah,
and take
yeah,
care
yeah,
of
yeah,
her
yeah.
own home. So just what every young girl.
And she was in love with this man.
Mhm.
So it is quite distressing for her.
Yeah.
Because she's not the reason why this man has called off the wedding.
Mhm.
And now the people who brought her into this world, the
Mhm.
community.
Mm.
and the people who have raised her to this level,
Mhm.
and the people who knows that it is not her fault that the wedding was called off, comes and tells her, now that you have been left by this man,
Mhm.
the tribe or the traditions or the beliefs
Mhm.
states that you will never marry another man.
Yeah. I think it's just
So-
a case of where our society and culture is unfair to women.
Very fair.
Mhm.
Why don't they tell this man, you cannot marry this woman because you are
You have left one.
Exactly.
And Kwanzaa, one day on her wedding,
Imagine.
I don't even know why people actually go up to the last minute up to the altar and decide to just go away. Because when you're coming to just kneel down to someone and propose to them and ask them to be your wife,
And I
you
tell
must have made a decision in your mind.
exactly. And you
So
have left
what
the
comes
other
and changes
relationship
it? Yeah.
behind.
Mhm.
You cannot tell us
Mhm.
that when you are preparing for this wedding all the way,
Mhm.
you are not in contact with this other person who comes and you change your mind.
And when you are proposing, didn't you have in mind that one can come back and you love
Exactly.
her more?
Yeah, yeah.
That you wanted to marry that one more than this one. So
mhm.
shouldn't you just nini? I just think it's very unfair for you to go the whole way.
That
Just
man was very
be
selfish.
sure it's really selfish.
Me, I would say the guy was very selfish.
Mhm.
Because even if you are to do something like that, consider the feelings of the other person.
True.
You have taken her the process of preparing for the wedding, the dowry.
And
You
how
know,
much you've dragged her name everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone knows now she's getting married.
imagine.
And then now you decide
Mhm.
it's better for you to be happy with someone else, and now you're gonna leave her.
Actually, I saw people making fun
Mhm.
because as this lady was being questioned,
Mhm.
there was a lady behind her.
Mhm.
And the people were making fun that this lady, the
Mhm.
other lady, it's like she's not interested.
Mhm.
Because I think she was so annoyed
Mhm.
by what has happened to this friend of hers
Mhm.
that she was not ready even to listen to what the journalists were talking about.
Yeah, true.
Interviewing a woman who is already suffering,
Yeah.
who is
true.
in pain.
Mhm.
It was quite sad. And Jacqueline, this is not the first time in Africa. We have seen people leaving the others in the altar.
And sometimes it's not just men leaving women, even
Mhm.
men have been
Even the
left
other way. Even
at
men
the
have been
altar.
left.
Mhm.
And some go to an extent of killing themselves.
Yeah.
Because you are so heartbroken,
Mhm.
you cannot take it.
Yeah, true.
I don't understand. Maybe we can try to find out why do people leave the others some days to the wedding or even some hours to the wedding
Mhm.
without even a good excuse.
Mhm.
Actually, most of the people who leave others, they don't give an excuse. I remember there is this lady
Mhm.
who is a very famous artist in the Kikuyu community.
Yeah.
And she was saying she was left 1 week to the wedding.
Mhm.
And this guy did not give her a reason why he left.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you should just, I think it's very important for people to be open.
Yeah.
If you don't want to quote a person or to enter into marriage with a person, just tell her in the starting stages of preparation.
Yeah, true.
Because I think most people don't want to open up and tell their spouses or rather the people they are dating that I'm not in love with you.
Yeah.
So they go all along and the last minute you realize I cannot stay with this person and therefore I have to cut off.
But personally, me, I don't understand. You
Mm.
see, if you're not in love with the lady or you don't care about her,
Yeah.
in the first place, you should not be proposing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is it that you wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for men
Yeah.
who drag the women. For
Mhm.
women, I think sometimes women can be emotional and confused.
Mm.
And sometimes when you are under too much pressure,
Mm-hmm.
you can decide maybe this was not meant to be. So for women, it's a little
Mhm.
bit easier to
But
get
I think in both sides,
Mhm.
the repercussions are the same.
Yes, the repercussions
And
are
the
the
pain
same.
is the same.
Mm,
Because I've seen most of the men that are left,
mhm.
most likely they don't survive.
Yeah, true.
They just commit suicide or they live without, actually most of the people who are left in the altar,
Mm,
they stay without getting married.
true.
Because your trust for the opposite sex has
Mhm.
been completely ruined.
Broken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
mhm.
maybe you can look at why do people leave the others on the altar or some days before the wedding without any explanation.
I think maybe majorly it's commitment issues. Maybe they do have commitment issues.
You don't want to be committed to the
You thought
family.
you wanted to be committed, but in the midst at the end you realize, this is getting too serious, this is life. You start now seeing the other person as the enemy. You decide, maybe even my ex was better. So you're just so afraid of being tied down that you decide maybe it's easier to go with the ex, because even for that man, I don't think he married that girl immediately. He could have actually just married her immediately.
Yeah.
But he just wanted someone who he can date. So he was evading maybe the wedding, the occasion, not necessarily the girl. Because the wedding now signifies he's now officially husband,
a married man. Or he was running away from responsibility.
Exactly.
So one of the reasons why people leave the others is avoiding responsibility. And I think some of the reasons why people leave each other is because maybe you come to learn a secret that was not put open when you are dating, and you come to know when you are just about to commit yourself in the wedding.
Yeah.
And you feel betrayed, and you lack trust with this person, and you cannot go on with the marriage. Like, for example, I'm not saying that this is the case. Some ladies hide about whether they have children or not.
Yeah, true.
So if this guy realizes you have children some days to the wedding, they can call off the wedding.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes it's just immaturity. People don't, just like you have said, they don't want responsibility, they don't want commitment, they don't want to be tied down, and therefore they just run away.
Yeah, true. Hey, that's really bad.
Very, very bad. Any other reason?
I don't know. You have any for? Any other
There are so many reasons, by the way, because sometimes the guy could be double dealing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The person could be double dealing, or even women. Let us not just talk about guys.
Yeah,
you know,
nowadays, even nowadays,
anything can happen. So maybe the person is double dealing, and you have not made up your mind. Who do you want?
Yeah.
And you have prepared this wedding without actually making up your mind, and you don't want to tell the other person you have another commitment somewhere.
True.
And you end up calling up, reaching the wedding day, 1 week or 2 weeks to the wedding, and you feel that you cannot enter into this relationship because you are more committed in the other.
Yeah.
And you call off the wedding. There's so many reasons.
But
and parents also play.
Yeah. Even, let's say, during the occasion when you're organizing, sometimes there's a lot of pressure from both parents. Exactly. So you might realize, love is not enough, maybe.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure from the other side. Maybe
relative interference.
Yes. Maybe I need to just sit back and reconsider my decisions. And also, marriage is marriage is a lifetime commitment.
Yeah.
You can't just now call off after you're married. You have now to start sitting down and considering working out on issues.
Yeah.
Maybe then that's why some people just opt, instead of keeping on through these, let me just
call off.
Now,
facing that camera, Jacqueline, what can you tell those people that are in this relationship that they are feeling, I'm not sure whether I should continue with this relationship?
I think the secret is always first know yourself.
Yeah.
Which means you have to date yourself. I think TJ says you have to date yourself first. So when you date yourself, you get to know I am good, I am bad in this, and you know I can take this, I cannot take this.
Yeah.
So when you date yourself, you get to know if I go for this man, these are his pros, these are his cons. Based on my pros and cons, I can work with this or I can't.
Okay. Yeah. You understand yourself.
Yes.
Before you go to understand the other person.
Yes, because many people just come out from a heartbreak, jump to another relationship. You don't even know who you are, what you want in that relationship, what you want from the guy, or what even he wants from you. You just want someone there.
Just to prove a point to the other person you are with.
Yes.
So you should take time to learn the people you are getting into and to learn yourself.
Yes.
what you have best and what you can cope with and what you cannot cope with.
Yes.
And I would also say it is very, very important when two people come together to avoid a lot of relative interference and even friends, because we are seeing relationships broken down by friends.
Yeah.
They bring gossips and they make you cancel the wedding just to realize later it was a lie.
Yeah.
So it is very, very important to keep friends that are genuine and to put your relationships out of the interference of relatives and friends.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
Jacqueline is just saying. Yeah, I think we have covered all. And you can put there in the comment down below any other lesson that we can learn from this couple that was just about to get married, and then the groom just cancelled the wedding and moved on with another lady. So sad. And for now, see you during the next video and have a victorious 2024. Ciao.